You're using the Huntsman all wrong. Let's talk about it. What's good, YouTube? NoGoodEman come with you today with a how to use the Huntsman video. So guys, we've been releasing a lot of weapon guides and you've been going crazy on the weapon guide. So honestly, I'm gonna keep releasing almost each and every SSR weapon there is to learn, man, so I can drill down these mechanics for you guys. But today we're gonna be covering the Huntsman, one of the first SSR guns in the game. We currently got the Scotty, so it's not the only one anymore, but how do you use it? We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the best ways to use it, the best skills to combo with, and the blessing stones to use. But before we get into any of that, make sure you drop a like on the video if you enjoyed the content. If you're new, consider subscribing to that channel so you don't miss an upload or a live stream. But with further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into this. So let's go ahead and get here. Boom, boom, boom. So as it reads at the bottom, this very special shotgun was crafted by a legendary artisan to kill the wolf shepherd. The gun barrel is engraved with magic that grants it the power of light, and it is a light weapon. It is currently the only light weapon in the game, or light SSR weapon in the game, sorry. But the Huntsman is actually one of the only SSR weapons that currently deal break damage. So we're gonna get into this. So this advancement and the skills are actually very, very interesting. We're gonna start off with the skills though. As always, honestly, you kind of want to start from the main skill and then just work your way down as far as leveling up goes. So judgment time is level 8, the core attack is level 6, and then the basic attack is level 5. We can preview these as well. We just have the basics where he's shooting, and then it's kind of like he's dual wielding. So this is honestly a cool weapon. I do like this weapon. Then the core attack, like I said, this is one of the weapons that deal break gauge. The core attack actually does break gauge, and that's very, very fire. And then judgment time, when you switch to the skill, it does that. So very, very nice, very, very lovely. Upgrade those as high as possible. Now, let's talk about the skills, the passives, and the advancement. So at advancement 0, when the user uses judgment time, it activates their core attack. And then when he does use the judgment time, their core attack is changed to time to hunt for 6 seconds and increases the damage by 60%. And then when the user's basic attack, core attack, or time to hunt hits targets within 4 meters, it increases the damage by 50%. So the closer you are when using judgment time and then using your core attack, it will increase the damage. So make sure you're very, very close to your target. It's not like the West Wind where, you know, the farther you are, the more damage you're gonna do. It's actually very opposite to the West Wind. So it's a close range gun. So get close to your targets. That way you can get even more damage off. Now, advancement 1, I very, very much like this advancement 1. This is one of the best ones in the game. And I might be saying that with almost every weapon, but this one I really mean it. When the final hit of judgment time lands, it inflicts the sunder effect to the target. If a target is in a break state while the sunder effect is active, it inflicts the destroy effect to the target. So what sunder is going to do is going to increase your break effect by 25%. So it's going to add to your break power. Let's say you have pulverize on. This is going to nerf that break gauge almost immediately, man. You're going to be melting that break gauge even further, even further, even further. But this does last for 3 seconds. So definitely want to combo this up, maybe use the sunder effect and then spam your break skills, your armor breaks, your death stance, whatever that is. And then if you do go ahead and break a target that is currently afflicted with sunder, it inflicts the destroy effect. And this one is pretty big. So it increases the damage taken by 8% and the duration is infinite. So this one we're going to talk about a little bit more in depth, but guys, this one's important. So if your target is close to being broken on their break gauge, you definitely want to use the Huntsman to finish that off, because you can get an extra 8% damage taken throughout the entire battle. Let's say if it's not a boss that has a reoccurring break gauge, that's over the entire rest of the battle. That's big. I used it in my, Cerberus run, my initial Cerberus run on the pay to win account when I ended up getting 1 minute and 7 seconds. We've switched from that tactic, but honestly, I was at number 1 and I stayed at number 1 and nobody's gotten close to 1 minute and 7 seconds and I was using the Huntsman. So guys, you definitely want to use this. Like I said, one of the best advancement 1 skills in the game. Let's go ahead and keep going though. Advancement 2 just increases the light damage. 10% is pretty nice. Advancement 3, when the first hit of judgment time lands, it applies the halt effect to the target. And this is going to interrupt the target. Really, it just means freeze, but it's not like a water, SSR, so they're not going to say freeze. But halt is just like freeze, it's just like stun. The target's not going to move for X amount of time. Here it's 2 seconds. And then advancement 4, it decreases the cooldown of judgment time by 20%. And then advancement 5 is pretty cool. The destroy effect changes, so it increases damage taken by 16%. And now this can stack up to 99 times. Honestly, this is kind of interesting trying to explain this, but from what me and some community members talked about way in the past, it seems like on reoccurring bosses, if you keep on destroying their gauge with the Huntsman, then this will stack up to 99 times. So if you have a really hefty boss that, you know, has a reoccurring break gauge, let's say maybe the ants on floor 35, which we're actually going to be doing some testing in, you can end up stacking destroy more than once because he recharges his gauge, right? So this won't work on an enemy who you can break their gauge once with destroy and, you know, you can keep stacking on destroy. No, that's not how it's gonna work, or at least that's not my understanding. Feel free to correct me in the comments if I am wrong, but that is my personal understanding for it. Wish we did have a little bit more info there. And then as always, after you get that advancement to 5, you get that increase in HP, attack, and defense. But like I said, guys, when it comes to the Huntsman, really all you need is advancement 1. So this is very likely for those free-to-plays, man. Honestly, you don't need really advancement 3. That I don't really like the advancement 3. I don't really like any advancements here past advancement 1. So this is actually one of the weapons that you don't need high advancements on to be broken with. We used Huntsman at A1 in chapter 18 on the pay to win when we first dropped, right? We were struggling there, but advancement 1 is definitely that sweet spot that you guys want to be using because that destroy effect is big, that, you know, break effect getting increased is big. So go ahead and try out the Huntsman. Now let's get into some quick little testing. You guys, like I said, using the Huntsman, I'm gonna actually show you guys the difference between breaking just normally and then breaking with the Huntsman, because there's a big difference that you want to be mindful of, and we're gonna show you guys why it matters. Let's go ahead and get a shadow step. Let's just play like it's serious, right? And boom. So you can see the destroy effect is right there currently, right? Look at all the damage being done. See how much time it takes until the shadow step wears off. So it looks like when the shadow step wears off, he's at 61%. So we did 40% damage roughly on a floor 35 boss with that destroy effect being added. So that extra 35% damage increase is very nice. Now let's go ahead and do that and not get the destroy effect on here. So let's get back into it the exact same way. Whatever they do, boom. Maybe we start there. Boom. Now we're gonna do the exact same things we were doing. We're doing the Grimoire, and whenever Shadow Step runs out, boom, there it is. So 72%. Guys, that's a 10% difference. A 10% difference. And we're gonna go ahead and get in there one more time. So what's the important part here? I'm getting that break gauge very closely to where it's almost broken, and then saving the Huntsman skill to basically finish that off. Now you can use the Huntsman maybe like a second early if you know you're going to break, summon some supports, because while they're in that Sunder effect, like it said, you will end up breaking and getting that destroy. So like that, right? I didn't get that final hit, but he was in the Sunder effect, so he ended up getting that, you know, break gauge, getting that destroy effect, and that was very lovely there. So boom, another under 70% once more. The damage is very noticeable. You guys definitely want to be using this. And then I honestly very much like this for bosses whose break gauge don't recharge. Now obviously, you know, floor 35 is just a bastard all around, right? And he has the rechargeable break gauge. He's very, you know, annoying as a boss, but honestly, it's not bad. And boom, we get another destroy on him. We're gonna go ahead and combo up a little bit more, as we always do, man. We gotta put an end to these bosses, so don't mind me. We're just gonna go ahead and finish this guy off, do as best as we can. And as you can see, the destroy effect, he's getting a lot of damage increase, and hopefully we don't die here, but you never know what's gonna happen. This is floor 35, all right? So let's go ahead and try to get another destroy. And honestly, destroy is very consistent as we get almost all of our break gauge, or not break gauge, but HP just knocked off. That's insane. I can't even see him. Where's he at? Boom. Finish off and get another destroy. Very, very lovely. Look at all that damage being done. We're gonna freeze and then hit him with an ult to finish it off. So guys, I just got 3 destroys in a row. Like I said, this is just for reoccurring bosses. You can do this on bosses that don't have a reoccurring break gauge, and that 8% damage increase is going to stay. That is really the tweet here. That's the most important thing about the Huntsman. Use that skill when you're about to break. Now, you don't have to save that skill, you know, all the way until you're about to break. You can use that skill initially because it's going to increase your break damage, and then you can use it again. Let's say it takes you 2 Huntsman skills to fully break, then you can go ahead and try that out. But with that in mind, what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts below on Reddit. Be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe, turn on post notifications, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.